Buddy, welcome to the first video here. It is the Philly Menaces here with Nick and Jack. If you want to see our own personal content, we'll leave both our channels down below. Mine is Silver Ranch. Jack's is, I believe it's just Jack Morgan, correct?
A whole conglomerate of stuff.
Whole conglomerate, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But so people wondering, what is this channel about? We'll give a quick little minute oversight here. Overview is what I meant. We're going to be reacting to every single Phillies game from game 1 to 162. Usually with one of us, sometimes with the both of us. And I guess kind of opening it up, for people wondering why we did this, we've watched a few Phillies games together, both mainly on my channel, once on his actually. We're both diehard Phillies fans, and we thought this is something we need to put ourselves through. For what reason?
Why did we do that?
Well, this is the beauty of it. Everyone's going to enjoy watching us suffer.
Yeah.
Because last season was rough, to say the least.
Yeah.
I guess I'll let you kind of give a little quick overview of what we can call last season.
Well, obviously, they fell short. I think the end thing with that was literally that they had these expectations that were completely realistic given the shape of the roster. And like the 2 years before that, they fell short in the biggest of moments. And that is the story of Philadelphia Phillies baseball, really, since 2022. It's kind of just, yeah, you're right there. Obviously, you have a good team. But you're kind of just dangling this, hey, we could really break through that wall here and win a championship. But you're dangling it in front of your fans like you're dangling $100 bill over, someone on the street. And you're repeatedly telling them, oh, but you can't have it because remember who we are. So that's what last year felt like. I think the offseason kind of just dampened a lot of Philly fans' hope.
It kind of took the pain and shot it up by 10. Honestly, one thing I'll say quickly about last season is, you know what those last years reminded me of? The 2010s Nationals with Dusty Baker. It really does remind me of that, and just a lot of pain.
But, they had some good teams, man.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like the same way here. I joke. It's the phrase of we're a day late and a dollar short. And unfortunately, free agency, like you said, didn't help this. So this video is going to be talking mainly about the opening day roster. And do you want me to kick it off, or do you want to kick it off?
Oh, well, you know what? I think there's two types of areas of this offseason. The beginning, obviously, which you did the right thing and signed Kyle Schwarber.
Yes.
I still don't think to this day, I don't think it was the end of the world if he didn't. Got to be honest, I wasn't very happy with Schwarber over the last two postseasons. And when you continue to have that failure, if they had chose going another direction, sure, go ahead. Honestly, we've seen the same lineup like 4 years in a row now. Fair enough. I wouldn't have cared. I would have cared for a little bit, but then I'm like, you think long and hard about it, you're like, okay, fine. But you know what? At the end of the day, Kyle Schwarber's a very good player. Fine. All right, kept him. Didn't let him go to the Mets, didn't let him go to the Reds. All right, cool. He's back. So then that goes into, hey, you're in on Bo Bichette, which I still think was a very good idea. Obviously, yeah, Bo Bichette's had his troubles on the field in spring training. He's Bo Bichette. The guy was one of the leaders in hits, and he was injured last year, and he still put up, I think, like over 160 for hits. It's insane. So that chance to get him, but I think that's where the incompetence starts. So you don't get Bo Bichette. You let your division rival swoop in and take him away from you. That's just not checking in on your guy. I believe I believe it's absolute tomfoolery. And given I'm a Flowers fan and whatever happened to Cutter Gauthier, I know the situation's different. So there's no, but maybe he did something. No. He dissed you, but you allowed him to. So I think that's a huge issue. I blame Middleton and Dombrowski for fumbling the bag on that one. That was a surefire thing. There was actually an agreement that was about to be in place, and you just let him go. So screw you for that. After that, the second biggest blow is not keeping Bader. I don't understand why they didn't keep Bader. Like, genuinely.
I unfortunately
You
know why.
sign,
I just
you
don't
sign
like it.
Adolis Garcia? That's your guy you go with? A guy who had an all-time bad year last year for his career.
Really bad. It's like
And
you'll see on like the stats here. He just progressively has gotten
he's
worse
just
since
declining.
He's gotten worse since he won the World Series with the Rangers back in 23.
I don't understand it in any way, shape, or form. So you did that. I don't understand why Bader doesn't come back. So now you're banking on Justin Crawford to turn into this actual stud right out the gate, or else if he doesn't, and Brandon Marsh and Bryson Stott did things they did last year, and Alec Boehm doesn't get off to a good start, thank God they don't have batting cleanup. If they had Alec Boehm batting cleanup, I would have lost my mind. And if they do have Alec Boehm
I think they are
batting
planning to
cleanup,
have cleanup.
I don't think they will. I think today they didn't have him clean up, right?
I did not check the starting.
I don't think they. Well, if they did have him batting cleanup today, because they're saying that's a preview. This is probably something I should have paid attention.
We're recording this on the final day of the preseason.
Which, by the way, they lost by 7. They lost by 7, but then they also didn't score a run, and I think it's asinine because then you look at their actual starting lineup. They put out the exact the starters. Each of them got 2 at bats. And they end with 5
Boehm
hits.
was
So.
batting. Yeah, Boehm was
Great
batting
job,
cleanup.
guys. And Trey Turner, that is a god-awful spring training he's had. So let me, you know what?
There hasn't been many Phillies who had a
Boehm
good
is
spring
batting.
training.
Boehm is going to bat cleanup.
Yeah,
Alec Boehm better.
with the occasional JT, that's what I've heard. Batting
Alec
cleanup.
Boehm better hits over. Let me see. For slugging, he better hit over 4. He better slug over 400. At least he better slug over 400. Or else, I don't know why you put him in the cleanup spot. Or get over 100 RBIs.
And
I don't know what it is, but he's got to hit well, runs in scoring position.
Yeah.
And for the love of God, can he have any power? The guy is literally, I can't say the word, or maybe I can. We'll get to that in a little bit. He's a brick house, dude. How does he not have power? How?
Yeah.
It makes 0 sense.
No, it really doesn't. For me, the free agency was kind of highlighted by 2 really bad moves. And ironically, I love that you highlighted the hitting end because I'm going to highlight the pitching end where I think they really messed up on 2 situations. Number 1, the Matt Strahm trade is absolute hard. Like, it's awful. That trade is awful. I don't understand why they made that move. The reason, I know why they did it. They want to give more responsibility to Alvarado and Tanner Banks. Okay, Tanner Banks, I don't argue with that. Alvarado, I'm sorry. You know what? Maybe I'm like one of the lower guys on him.
I think you're a hater on Alvarado. I actually do. I like Alvarado.
When he gets off starting, he's good. But the thing is, you've lost the last 2 seasons. The minute he came back from his arm injury, he was never right. And then this past year, when he came back from being suspended, he was terrible. And then got hurt.
Listen, while availability is the best ability, you also got to look at it this way. That is, he started out well, like you said, until unfortunate circumstances happened. By the way, people who, like, Ozempic should not be a banned drug. I'm sorry, but
highlight now. This is the third
sorry. I
Philly
think that's ridiculous.
in a year.
Is it kind of funny that it was Ozempic that, like, got him? Maybe. However, I don't think it should be a banned, like, I think that's a little stupid. For him to get 80 games, he got 80, right? 80 games? 80?
This is now the third Philly that this has happened to. I know
That's
Max
insane.
Kepler was off the team, but let's not act like he
can't.
wasn't doing it when he was
Listen,
with us.
the best thing they could. No, I honestly, I don't think he was doing steroids. I don't buy that because he was so bad.
He got good
How?
towards the end. You seem to forget that. The
Dude,
last month he was great.
Okay, but
But
he wasn't good enough.
so it was
He
Alvarado,
wasn't good enough. He wasn't like
Max Kepler, and now Johan Rojas.
Johan Rojas makes no sense. That's
I
even
don't
worse than a
understand
Kepler.
why, but yeah.
I think that's cap. I don't think that's true because I think there's no way.
He got suspended from Team DR. Like, there's
That's
like,
insane.
If he did, like, there's just no way around
He
it.
made Team DR.
But what?
You said Team DR?
Yeah, that's how.
How did he
that's how they
make
got-
Team Dominican Republic?
I think it was Team DR. It was one of the. It was when he was getting tried. Yeah, I think it was Team DR for the World Baseball Classic. That's how he got popped for it.
I thought he actually made the team. Bro, oh my God, I would.
Yeah.
Him making Team Dominican
It was
Republic would
one
be
of those things
a reason
where-
why they lost to us.
And so Matt Strom trade was number one. I just didn't like that. And number two, people are probably going to think it's going to be Ranger Suarez walking out the door. No, I actually don't. I think the Red Sox paid him a lot of money, but I also think that contract's not the worst thing in the world. Where I have problems, and me and Jack talked about this because we were in the car when this happened. We were in the car going up the road a little bit to pick up some stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember in specific, it was the Jesus Luzardo contract, which you'll see right here. This contract is just, it's so bad. I do not, unless he evolves to be the number two. And listen, I thought the same way about the Zach Wheeler contract when it first came out, but the difference between it is Zach Wheeler had a lot less red flags before he got the contract he did. Jesus Luzardo got a $135 million. This dude's getting paid $27 million a year. In reference, people wondering, Chris Sanchez got a 6-year, $108 million deal. Huh?
I gotta
So
be
you're
honest, I
giving
don't
$27
understand
million
that.
this guy. And I want to point this out because my reason for being as harsh as I am on this, Jesus Luzardo has had under 4 ERA twice in his career. They were with the Marlins, and if you know how annoying it is to hit in that ballpark, you understand why his ERA was a 3. It averaged around a 3.4. But you also have a season where he had a 5 ERA, a 6.4 ERA, a 6.8 ERA, a 6.6 ERA, and even outside of the short year, he had a 4 ERA. This dude's a league average pitcher making lottery money.
I will give him the benefit of the doubt that he is above average. I would say
Maybe
he's
a
above
little above
average.
average, but it's
I
just
definitely would say he's above average. He gave some really good postseason performances. You know, end of the day, he was able to give you 32 starts. However, you're right about the volume. The volume is just beside me. I think that, at first, I was still able to brush it off in the sense of, all right, fine, maybe that's markets. As psychotic as a market is, the Dodgers spend $1 billion in deferred, whatever. Maybe that's what it is right now. And maybe we just have to adapt to it.
but it's
The
not.
Sanchez contract, I think, kind of confirmed that they probably overpaid for Luzardo, and I don't think they had to. So I don't understand that. However, I'm of the kind of thinking here that I'd rather let's give him a shot. Because I thought last year I was really impressed with him, and I'm still high on him heading into this year because I really liked what he gave you down the stretch last year. So, yeah, he had the bad couple of months in the summer, but it's not normal for pitchers to bounce back the way he did and in the fashion that he did. So listen, he's a good pitcher. He's definitely not average. He's above average. But I think that was a lot of money. This is a guy that literally has to go give you 2 or 3 years of under 3 ERA pitching. Something he's literally not done in the league in a full season, but hey. In the playoffs, he had 2 incredible starts.
He did.
We've seen guys get paydays for less than that, so maybe that was the thinking. I don't like it, but I like the player. I don't like the contract. I like the players, so let's see where that goes. I thought there was more egregious, but it just adds to the stupidity of the offseason.
Yeah.
What were they doing? Were they just passing the bottle around and be like, hey, guys, what should we do next?
It was
99 bottles
rough.
of milk on the wall or something?
Essentially. And, as we get ready to talk about this starting lineup, I'll start with the hitting. Most of this starting lineup is essentially unchanged. It's on the hitting side. Outside of 2 names, it's JT. I'm just going to list the starters. It's JT at catcher. You got Bryce at first, Bryson Stott at second, Trey Turner at short, Alec Boehm at third, and then the outfield is Brandon Marsh, Justin Crawford at center, and then Adolis Garcia at right with Kyle Schwarber at the DH. So the only two changes are Nick is no longer here. That's where Adolis Garcia is getting plugged in, I guess. And Justin Crawford's getting his shot in the outfield now because I think this is a mixture between not re-signing Bader and now Johan Rojas being suspended 80 games.
I think the Johan Rojas suspension might have been the best thing that could have happened to the Phillies because I didn't want to see him play. Maybe it's the best thing that has happened to me as a fan.
You, maybe. I guess I have a soft spot
Rojas.
for
What
Rojas.
does he do? What does he do? He is so unclutch. What is the last time he's come up to the plate and it's like, wow, what a knock from Johan Rojas? In fact, for really any of the guys in the postseason, just like, wow, what an RBI. They all suck. I don't know.
And unfortunately, the bench gets kind of worse here. So, again, 3 of the 4 are still the same. Rafael Marchand as the backup catcher.
Really bad bench.
Edmundo Sosa, which is fine. Otto Kemp, which, flip a coin, he can be useful, but he also has some really bad, very, very bad moments.
You don't believe in the Ottoman Empire?
Not
I'm going to turn this right around on you.
Where I have problems is their last bench spot. Why this man is here, it is Dylan Moore.
You had Brian De La Cruz. Like, why did he not make the... Why?
Why Brian De La Cruz didn't make it over Dylan Moore is beyond me. Dylan Moore was awful through spring training. Dylan Moore has never been useful. Let me rephrase. Maybe not never been useful, but this is not a reliable guy to have on your bench. He's been with the Mariners for a very long time. I want to say 6 years, maybe 5. And he just never has provided much of anything for them. With he's had one decent year. I think he had like a 25 home run year. Something like that.
Maybe that
with the Mariners
all through.
He had like one good year. I can't remember when.
He didn't have a 25 home run year, that's for sure.
Did he not?
He had a 12 home run year.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that same year he hit 181. He stinks.
He's not great.
He is.
So that's the hitting.
Not great.
And unfortunately, the only changes that are here are Justin Crawford, Adolis Garcia, and Dylan Moore.
Hey guys, Dylan Moore came from Texas. Maybe they're like, hey Adolis, you can bring a friend with you. And they brought Dylan Moore.
What, the 1 year he was in Texas?
I don't know, man. I'm finding it hard to explain half these moves. So I'm just coming up with theories. Someone's coming here for the answers. And if you come here for answers, we thank you. But we're mostly entertainment at this point.
Speaking of the looking for answers, there's one name here. And when we get to the starting pitching of which I've been saying for you why he's still here. There's one name for I'm still saying why he's still here. Oh, no. So it's Sanchez at the 1. Aaron Nola is the 2 for starters. Luzardo's the 3.
Yeah, but the
Taijuan Walker's still here. He's the 4, and Andrew Painter's the 5.
Yeah, but the positive is as long as Andrew Painter works out, then you don't have to worry about Taijuan Walker because Zach Wheeler's doing the rehab starts this upcoming week, so that's good.
Yeah.
So for this year, I got to look at the Taijuan Walker contract. I believe this is his final year.
This is his final year. I just wished he wasn't here.
Okay, yeah. If we go to a lockout next year, I mean, Wheeler already said he's going to retire, so basically, all right, so fine, you go right back to this in 2 years. Oh, yeah, Taijuan Walker's contract expires, and they're not bringing him back.
And the Batman can't hurt us anymore.
Yeah, so then you're going to find another. So this is a very short-term thing, in my opinion.
I get it. I just still don't like it, but that's just
I don't like it, but you gave me that game, so.
So
I don't want to hear.
We'll talk about how we're gonna do this stuff in a minute, but
you know
at
what?
the end,
to the point of Painter, to the point of the rotation.
I do like Painter.
I got the Painter game, so that'll be really exciting. Andrew Painter's MLB debut.
Yes.
That will be the second game of the Nats series, which I do believe is on a Tuesday. So hey, in a week and a day. From this recording, we're going to get Andrew Painter's debut, which I think is a very exciting thing.
It will be.
With a lot of things staying the same on this team, it's at least exciting that
see something new.
Get Andrew Painter, and there's a little parity in the rotation when you add a fifth starter like him. So
ironically, the only thing that really changed.
A fifth starter as our top prospect.
It is nice to see.
He pans out, man. This rotation is stacked once again.
It'll be nice to see, especially because they're taking a big gamble with him. They traded McAble away, which I still believe was the right call.
I do like that call.
They traded away McAble, so I mean, this is their guy. They chose between the two, and they obviously chose to keep Painter around. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. The bullpen is ironically the only thing that really did change. Like, if we're being honest, that did get like overhauled, but you could probably say that with most teams' bullpens. But
I mean, in fairness, the something had to get overhauled.
yeah,
Something.
so the bullpen has changed. So the only 3 who are still here from last year, well, 4, I guess, but we'll get to the last name in a minute because that's why. Yohan Duran, Tanner Banks, and Alvarado. They're the main 3 from last year who are still here for this year.
Yeah.
But with them, you have Brad Keller, Jonathan Bolin, Kyle Backus, Zach Pop, and the 4th name who is still there is Tim Meza, but who cares?
Zach Pop might make my head pop open in explosion.
Kyle Backus is going to make me want to do a backflip off the building. And you're probably wondering where's some other names. We're going to talk about, there's four names on the injured list right now.
I think we could go without 3 of them.
Zach Wheeler, as Jack talked about, he'll be starting the year on the IL. I think he's going to be on the 10-day IL, I believe.
Spoiler alert, Wheeler's not one of those 3.
He's on the IL, I think, till about early April. Orion went on the IL, which, yeah, that one really sucks to know.
To be honest, I still think Orion Kerkering's terrible. Because when you look at an actual... What is a reliever's job, right? What is a top-end reliever's job? To limit damage, to get you out of jams. That's why they throw 100 miles an hour.
Well, I think that's why they brought in Brad Keller to not put that pressure on Orion this year.
Okay, but it's still going to come up. You know, he can't run away from the situation over 162 games, and they're going to continue to get burned. I swear to God, it's going to keep happening until they realize maybe they should stop. I swear, they're going to realize at some point.
And then their depth is going to be tested because Max Lazar is also starting the year on the IL. And then Daniel Robert, again, I'm not the biggest fan of these two, but they're better than who's currently there.
I'm not going to lie. I don't think Daniel with respect to the Daniel Roberts situation, I don't want this to get, like, literally, that is a terrible situation what's going on with him. I wish him the best.
Horrible. I hope he's all right. But
from what we've heard.
Do I think these two are amazing? No. Are they better than guys like Tim Meza, Zach Pop, and Kyle Backus? I mean, 1,000,000,000%.
I don't know. I'd still take Zach. Daniel Roberts.
I'm not saying I like Robert.
Have we seen Max Lazar? He's a 5 ERA guy too. He's the same thing. There's no difference. It's like
feel like they're going to be
corporate
10 ERA guys.
Corporate wants to see the difference. Wants you to find the difference between these two pictures. It is Tim Meza, Zach Pop, and Kyle Backus, and Max Lazar and Daniel Roberts. I can't find a difference. They're 2 pieces of paper that are the same. They give you the same results. They give you the same thing and the same results. So I gotta be honest, I don't see a difference. I don't care. Not that I don't care. It's more so I don't really, like, I just really hope that there's not a situation where any of those 5 guys we're discussing right now have to go into a game in an actual big moment, you know?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, from what we've talked about, this team is pretty much the same. Like, with, again, change or 2 here and there.
The literal same thing.
But
nothing changed.
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, as of right now, as we head into the first series, it's going to be... I'm going to be taking the series against the Rangers, so I'll be covering Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, in which I'm going to go based off of CBS since ESPN doesn't have the specific matchups.
I just noticed something. Oh, we have a West Coast swing already.
We'll get to that in a second.
Sake.
That's a great start. I know.
Oh, God. How the heck am I going to get the Giants videos out?
I've got Sanchez versus Eovaldi. And then they're off Friday. Saturday is Aaron Nola versus DeGrom. Great. I get to watch this matchup again. I'm so excited for that. By sight, I'm not. And then Sunday is Luzardo.
We're in the 7th inning, and there's 2 hits apiece.
And the worst part is, from what I saw on Sunday, it's Jesus Luzardo versus new face of the Rangers, former National Mackenzie Gore.
You want to remember? You guys remember?
Oh my God.
You guys remember what happened last year?
They might only score 3 runs off these starters over the first 3 games.
This is going to enrage the masses. Dude, just remember that Mackenzie Gore literally struck out 12 guys.
I know.
I mean, like,
and now I get to enjoy that.
I don't even know if
And
he
by enjoy, I mean
got
hate it.
through 7 innings. I don't even think he got through 7 in that game. And it was just
6, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even get through the 7th inning. This guy literally struck out 12 guys in like 6 1/3.
And then Jack will be covering the series after that with
God.
the Nats, in which it's Taiwan Walker versus
Thanks for that.
Miles.
God.
It's Taiwan Walker versus Miles Michaelis.
By the way, just want to point out, literally, Nick didn't pick the opening day series because he wanted the opening day series. He picked, the first thing he led with when he told me was that Taiwan Walker was pitching. So it might have been because he won opening day, and that's totally fair.
No,
But
it is because I did not want to see Taiwan Walker.
Yeah,
pitch.
genuinely because of that.
Jack,
I wanted that to be known.
I think I'm Taiwan Walker's biggest hater.
God.
So
See,
we
have different,
the less
like,
games I have to start to watch him, the better for my mental health it's
We
gonna
have
be.
different guys that we just can't stand
This
on this
is
team.
true.
And like I'll be like, oh my god, I can't stand it. And you're like,
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's okay. But like that's kind of me with Walker. I'm like, he's not gonna be the most fun to watch. Or that's a lie. He's not going to be the most reliable to watch. He's going to be fun to watch because a lot of balls get hit in play.
This is true.
It was like, oh God, Kyle Gibson.
No,
Kyle
no.
Gibson was really just up in the air most of the time. But was he fun to see? Yes, because a lot of balls were hit.
Yeah.
He gave a lot of things to hit. He'd either get mashed for 10 homers or he'd actually get through 6 innings in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
So
between.
you got Taiwan Walker versus Miles Michaelis. You have Jake Irvin versus Andrew Painter. And then
Jake
it
Irvin.
is Cade Cavalli
Cole
versus
Irvin.
Chris.
Sorry, Cole Irvin
Yeah.
was the guy that...
Jake
the
Irvin for
Phillies
the
had.
Nats against Andrew Painter. And then Chris Sanchez versus Cade Cavalli. That one actually sounds like a lot of fun. But
Yeah. Well, Cole Irvin, just fun fact, he's the third guy that I can mention that only let the ball be put in play. That was like, I think I went to a Phillies game where he threw a complete game. I'm not even kidding. He actually threw a complete game, and it was just like the shortest game ever. Like, okay, game's over.
yeah.
All right, bye. Bye,
But-
CBP.
That'll be, I think, as we get ready to start, I mean, the biggest thing I'm hoping for with the Phillies is just,
We'll end with our expectations.
I guess I'm gonna lead with my expectations. I'm gonna open with the floor. If this team plays as bad as I think they could be, I'm gonna say 82 and 80. I don't think this team is 500. Be under 500 bad. I don't think so. But where I get concerned is their depth is a lot weaker this year. They didn't make the changes I think they really needed to. They needed to gut a few pieces of this roster and change some things, and they didn't. So if worst case scenario happens, this team's very slightly over 500. Actually, I'll change it. I'll say 83 and 79, and they're going to miss the playoffs. And the ceiling I'll have is, I'll say 91 wins. So 91 and 71 is my ceiling. I think they can be a 90-plus win team when they're playing at their best. The issue is it really requires this team to get hot, which they've been able to do the last 2 years, but I'm just not fully convinced. So I'll let Jack finish with his expectations, and then we'll wrap this up.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I still think that it's literally basically the same team. All right. However, they won 94 plus games in the last 2 years. So in fairness, I think that's where their ceiling should be. I don't think they haven't necessarily done anything to lower that ceiling. So they didn't get rid of a big name I'll preface this by saying a key contributor like Bohm, Harper, Schwarber, Realmuto, Turner. It's not like there's a gaping hole in this roster. I don't think there's a gaping hole. I think the outfield is but it's not like a gaping hole. It's like, it's going to cost you games. I don't think it will because I think their fielding is good enough back there.
Yes.
However, I don't think that they did enough, as we have mentioned. So my floor is, once again, 500. They can literally go 500.
That would be
however, I think I think that I'm going to see them in a little bit of a happy medium. I think they win 88 games. I don't think they win the division. I think the Mets actually win the division this year. I'm not gonna lie. People forget they have Freddie Peralta.
If they don't win the division, this will be the greatest little Mets of my lifetime.
And they addressed their pitching. Their biggest hole was pitching. They addressed it and they got Freddie Peralta. What did we do with our biggest hole, which was hitting? Our biggest disadvantage, which was hitting?
Adolis Garcia.
We literally got Adolis Garcia, who has had two
Dylan
terrible years, and Dylan Moore. And let go of Harrison Bader, who brought a spark to that said hitting. So I think they end up with 88. I think they sneak into a wild card, actually. Or not sneak. I think they're in the wild card. I think they're the second wild card team. I think there will be a better team from the West that'll sneak in above them.
Probably the Padres.
Yeah. So they'll probably be the Padres will probably be the number one wild card. So I think at the end of the day, I think that they are on that, once again, in that situation where they're in the wild card or the division series where it's a shorter than a best of 7 series. So, I mean, now you're looking at the scenario again where, oh my God, if they have 2 bad games, they're dead. So I think that's kind of the hole they're in right now, and they had a chance to break out of that by getting some really good, by getting a big popper, but they missed. They missed again. So I don't see. I can see them winning World Series because they still have a talent, and they still have been actually, ironically, close the last however many years. But I'd be a fool to have that be my expectation because they haven't lived up to that. So.
Yeah.
I think they make the playoffs. We'll see what happens from there. I still think they're going to be a fun team to watch because if your team wins over 85 games, they're legally a fun team to watch when you have seen the Philadelphia Phillies go through an 11-year period where they were absolute bums.
Horrible.
Yeah,
so I guess this is how it goes. Thank you all for tuning in. And don't forget, make sure you tune in on Thursday, probably Thursday night, either that or Friday morning for the first ever Phillies review, as it will be unfortunately me. You'll have to see my mug. Thank you, Carlos, for the help in the back. I'll leave a link to his channel down below along with ours.
He might be helping us going forward on the channel. So.
And with our sanity. So with that out of the way,
pretty much.
Take care and go Phillies. Let's see what happens on opening day.